Welcome to Take a Look Tacoma. I'm your host, Marlon Howard. When you think of the word high school, many images come to mind, but few would think of anything as stately and gothic as Stadium High. Not many schools have a history that spans speaking engagements with Teddy Roosevelt to film shoots with Heath Ledger. But these type of things happen in Tacoma. Let's take a look.
Tacoma Glass Blowing Studio has been here, we're going on 7 years now. I like to tell people that I swear I was birthed loving glass. I have loved glass my whole life. I'm Deborah CJ, and I am the gallery manager here at Tacoma Glass Blowing Studio. Seattle-Tacoma area, I think they call it the New York of the West Coast, and I think a lot of that is because we support the arts here, whether it's glass blowing, whether it's the other arts, it can be, ballet, whatever. Very heavily into supporting the arts. We're very fortunate about that. Right now we're doing pumpkins for our Northwest Pumpkin Patch that we do every fall. We have at least 2,000 pumpkins per patch and 8 pumpkin patches. So right there we have to start in January to make enough pumpkins. So we probably do, if we do pumpkins, we probably do right around over 200 in one production day, depending on the size and everything. As far as what's in the gallery, our artists can make whatever they want. When they're making things that they're going to sell in the gallery, that's up to them what they want to make. We do, in a production mode, when they're working for us, then yes, we will let them know what we need. Whether that's pumpkins, whether that's doing maybe some garden art, whether that's doing hummingbird feeders, whether that's doing things that we need in the gallery that we know people are looking for.
Pretty much what you do when you're blowing glass is that you'll start out with a blowpipe and you'll gather hot glass on the end of that, and then pretty much from there you can add color and put the bubble in and start to shape the piece out from there. And the beginning stages of the glass are usually always the same, especially in the blowing process. And then from there, pretty much after you get that bubble blown out evenly, it depends on what shape you're going for is how you alter the glass, either with gravity or centrifugal force and heat. But the beginning stages of glass are usually always the same. I'm Billy Carson, and I'm one of the glass blowers here at Tacoma Glass Blowing Studio. I really like the competitive aspects of glass. I've been an athlete growing up my entire life, and the main thing that I think I love about glass is not just how it moves and not how it's like the material is acting, but mostly just the competitive aspects of it and the teamwork that's involved with glass. It's unlike any other art form in that aspect. When you first start out, you end up breaking a lot of pieces, but it's one of those things that, as you progress and learn a lot about the material and the process, you just start to get down a little bit more. And even now, after working with it for about 6 years, there's still a lot of breaks and quite a few breaks there. No, I think there's always a challenge no matter what you're doing in here. I feel fortunate enough to be working with people that are much more talented than I am. So it's really nice having an awesome group of people to work with, especially when it comes to challenging aspects in glass, because the guys that are behind me here are very talented.
I really like making functional things. I really like making things that can actually be used. I kind of consider myself more of a tradesman in that regard. My name is Taylor Rushing. I'm a glass blower here at Tacoma Glass Blowing Studio. I actually started taking classes here at this very shop when I was 14 years old. My mom and dad put me in classes here, and I was very fortunate to be a part of this scene. And I ended up going off to college for a few years and ended up getting a job coming back here and getting reemployed.
People will come in for 4 hours on a Saturday and Sunday, and they will learn the basics of glass blowing. They'll learn about the tools, they'll learn about some techniques. We also have 6-week programs on beginning, intermediate, and advanced classes. After an intermediate course, we do allow people to come in and rent, so they can rent space, 4-hour spaces. By that time, we know they know our equipment, they know the techniques, and they can work on their own. That way, they can make their own stuff, they can rent, but they can also have that glass blower there too, assisting them, and they end up learning in a different manner. I've taken the beginning and intermediate. I am now working at Renting in the Hot Shop, producing pieces. So it's been a huge opportunity for me, and I'm loving every minute of it. You get addicted to glass. You hear people saying living the dream, I'm living the dream. From the glass blowing studio, take a look, Tacoma.
Take a look, Tacoma.
Today the event is What's Cooking here at Fort Nisqually. I'm going to walk around and see the type of foods they prepared, from soups to desserts. And we're also going to see how they cooked. They didn't use the modern day equipment that we have today, so let's see what's cooking.
As soon as these kids could walk and understand what they needed, they had to start working. Everybody works for your food. This is the kitchen that fed everybody at the fort, from the factor and his family, and if he had a party of some kind, then we had to do the special party foods, and we fed all the laborers here at the fort also. Mutton was something that we had a lot of because we had sheep, and so mutton was more plentiful than beef cattle for the most part.
Now this would be one that I would set up for you. Churn and churn and churn and churn and churn and churn and churn until it became thick. Maybe we could have a race.
Okay.
Okay? You ready?
Yes.
All right, let's see who gets the butter first. Go.
This is a spinning wheel. You see spinning going on wherever people colonize a new land. Some type of spinning is employed because you need cordage, you need to weave fabrics, and it was no different here at the fort. We imported things from Britain, but you couldn't provide everything because it was too expensive and too distant.
Wow. Now these are some thick socks.
Well, think about it. Their boots were straight last, no right or left foot. You had to break in those leather boots. You needed a thick sock between you and that leather.
And what are some of the items that you would make on the loom?
On the loom, we'd have made tea towels or a shawl, like this shawl. This one happens to be woven. This is a 4-harness loom. So we're going to take and move 2 heddles up and 2 heddles down, and that's what these beads do. And we're weaving 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. So just take this and feed it through here. And this is called the beater. So you're going to pull the beater back. You don't have to do it real hard, but you get it up against that other cloth and put it up. And then we'll change this. So we did 2 and 4. Now we'll do 1 and 3. I'll get it started for you. There you go.
Take it all the way through.
Yeah. Okay, now beat it again. There. Okay, you're making fabric.
It's official. I'm a weaver. Kimberly, could you tell me what this is? It actually looks like a cinnamon raisin roll.
Well, you're very close. They're called Chelsea buns.
Chelsea buns.
They are related to the modern sweet roll. And it actually doesn't have raisins in it. It's currants. Dried currants that have been rehydrated in warm water, because raisins at the time had seeds. And so if you wanted to use a raisin, you had to de-seed every raisin you wanted to use, and I'm not willing to do that. You have to make the dough.
Okay.
You have to let it sit and rise for about an hour. Then you have to do all this rolling out, get it onto whatever you're baking it on, let it sit for another 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Then you bake it for about 20 minutes.
Are you getting tired?
Nope, not yet.
Nice, strong man.
I'm pacing myself.
You're pacing yourself?
Yes.
You would have to.
I can carry this.
Back then, music wasn't, nowadays it's, oh, we listen to music. Back then, music was something people did and they joined in with. And you didn't have to be professional. It was just everybody joined in and did it together.
Could you tell me what type of instrument is this?
This is a hammered dulcimer, and it's been around, I mean, antiquity. I mean, you could literally find a relative of this back in biblical times. So you have the mallets, and it's rather like a xylophone, and you just tap them gently, and want to give it a shot?
Sure.
There you go.
All right. Here I go.
Nice rolls.
I'm here with Mike, site administrator, who may or may not be one of the contestants in the cooking contest that they're having today. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing pretty good. Why I may not compete is if I get distracted and I come out here and I have this burnt to a crisp. You know, then my competition's over. Fort Nisqually was part of the Hudson's Bay Company, a network of forts built for the fur trade, purposes of the fur trade. Mostly in Canada, but obviously the Hudson's Bay Company did stretch down into what we call the American Pacific Northwest. You have 160,000 acres. You have field crops, kitchen gardens, you have an orchard, you have 10,000 head of sheep, you have 3,000 head of cattle. You got a major agricultural operation going on here. So if you look at our labor force, I said we about 20 men. It wasn't unusual to have 3 to 5 of them were Kanakas. Kanaka, first of all, is a Polynesian word that just basically means a human being. When you look at the first major groups in the early 1800s coming to the Northwest that weren't Native Americans, a sizable portion of that population were Hawaiians. Wow. Yeah. This was the staple at Fort Nisqually, and everybody said, well, what do they eat here? The first entry of our historic records, May 30th of 1833, they list the word, they mention the word potato 3 times. But of course, I have the key ingredient that changes everything in cooking, and that is, of course, bacon. Bacon wrapped around Mike's boot right there would make his boot taste good. Take a look, Tacoma.
Now, how long does this normally take?
Until it's done.
Until it's done?
Until it's done.
And hopefully it doesn't take you clear till supper.
Okay, so they would get upset with me if it took me all day to churn this butter.
Yeah, they
Yes.
want to know what you were up to.
I'm here with Steven of Black Anchor. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. So tell me, how did you get started? What interests you in working with leather?
My interest in leather spawned from trying to make bags for myself because I'm an outdoors person, and the bags were not natural and they were all synthetic and it drove me crazy. So obviously going to canvas and leather, I started working with leather, and then I got more interested in the leather part. So I took Black Anchor more in the leather direction. Products I make often are bags, tote bags, working on like a backpack. I make leather suspenders, make a growler, sling, wallets, things like that.
So what are some of the more popular pieces that you make or that most people request?
The most popular pieces so far have been suspenders and camera straps even. We actually just made 8 suspenders for a wedding party. All the groomsmen are going to make them. So they've been very popular within the wedding scene.
Suspenders, what are the process you go through to make them?
The process I go through to make suspenders, I have a half hide, and basically I strip my 3/4 inch with strips, and then I take those and I cut them down to size, and then I punch the holes, and then I dye all the leather, I oil the leather, I wax the leather, I take the hardware and I rivet the leather attached to the hardware, and then it all comes together to a final piece.
I guess there is different types of leather.
There are different types of leather. I mean, you have cow, horse, ostrich, alligator. I mean, you have all sorts of stuff that you can work with.
So what do you normally use?
Usually I use cow or horse. My favorite is horse just because of the character of the bottom. The suede side of the leather is a lot more even and smooth, and when you do dye it, it doesn't change as radically as, say, a cow. But it depends on the quality grade you get. But I prefer to use horse leather.
Horse leather. I must say I'd never heard of that, so I'm learning something here while I'm here. So.
Black Anchor Workshop has benefited from being in Tacoma because of the community around it that has embraced Black Anchor. So many people have bought into it and love the concept and the idea. So it's a really good community to be a part of. The real reason behind the name Black Anchor, because anchor represents, it's a symbol of hope, and black, this kind of represents the darkness within this world. But with black and anchor being paired together, there's still, no matter what darkness is in this world, there's still that anchor of hope for change and positive action.
Well, thanks for your time. We really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. I'm here at the Rolling 253 Skating and Community Center. I'm here to talk with the ladies of the roller derby. I'm going to get a little bit of history and find out just how this game is played. So take a look, Tacoma. How is the game played?
Okay, basically you have 5 girls from each team come out onto the track, 4 blockers from each team line up in front of the jammer line, and 2 jammers line up behind the jammer line. My skater name is Streeperella. I'm the coach of the Hellbound Homewreckers. When the whistle blows, the jammers try to work their way through the pack, and whoever gets out first cleanly without committing any penalties is declared lead jammer. That person then has the ability to call off the jam, and as they come back around and engage the pack again, They score 1 point for every opposing blocker that they pass legally.
There's a simple concept, but then it gets crazy with strategy and everything. My derby name is Midori Devour. The positions that you have are blockers, jammers, and pivots. I'm mostly a blocker, but I'm a jammer as well. The jammers are the people with the stars on their helmets, and they're the ones who score the points. The first person with the star on their helmet that passes through gets lead jammer status. The whole point is for the jammer to make it through, and every single person from the opposite team that the jammer passes with their hips, they get a point for.
I was watching the game, and I saw them do, is it this?
Yes.
So, but what does this mean when y'all do
You're calling off the jam. When the lead jammer sees that the other jammer is about ready to come by and score some points, she calls it off, so that prevents her from scoring the points.
I'm Hito Honey, and I'm a jammer. The jammer is the one that scores points, or in my case, showboats and blows kisses to the crowd.
I really do like the feeling of being with your teammates and really working with your teammates and knowing that you've got somebody there helping you and you can help somebody else.
What is your skater's name?
Pretty and Punk. People in my league call me Pip, PIP. Part of your job is to get those jammers through and stuff like that. It feels really good when you do a great block on somebody and your jammer flies right past them and stuff, so I really do like blocking. Jamming, it's a different feeling. Most of the time you're relying on those blockers and stuff like that, so you really have the feeling of like gratefulness, knowing your blockers are out there helping you along, you're doing your best, and you've got your whole line counting on you to make those points.
I went to my first bout in 2006 and decided from the beer garden that I could be really, really good at this.
I don't know, when I first told my mom I was going to play, she goes, you're a wuss.
I originally didn't have any draw to it. I thought it was a little more WWF, sort of kind of fakey stuff.
It is one of the most athletic things you can do. I mean, a full contact women's sport is hard to come by. So the fact that we're out there skating as hard as you can takes a lot of cardio, but then it also takes a lot of willpower to be out there getting just knocked around and keep going, and sheer determination, and that is amazing. I'm Connie Pinko.
Connie Pinko.
Snob Zombie. It's a family, and all the women out there I would trust with my life. Your team is there to protect you from getting hit, and that is amazing. It's a huge family on the rink, and that's what I love.
I love being able to just get all my aggression out and being able to hit people and lay them out on the track.
Okay, so is this a way for you to, I guess, kind of have a release when you get off of work?
Yes, definitely. Okay. Yeah, they frown upon us hitting people at work, so we have an HR department for that.
About 2 years ago, I had a baby. I had a little girl, and I just kind of needed an outlet for aggression. I just needed an outlet for me.
Too tough chick. How did you get involved in roller derby?
You know, I got involved, first of all, it was for the fishnets and the short skirts and all that kind of stuff. And I love just the camaraderie that we have, but I love to hit. Love to hit. That's my favorite.
I'm here at the Dockyard Derby Championship. The crowd is pumped. The skaters are ready. I'm here with the Point Defiance Pirates. What brings you out to the roller derby?
Well, we're supporting the Marauding Mollies tonight.
Give me your name.
Bloodthirsty Bob, but my friends call me Thirsty.
Arr.
My name is Loose Cannon.
Phoebe Loose Cannon.
And where's the accent? Where's it?
From the open seas.
I don't hear your accent either.
I haven't been on the seas that long.
You haven't? Okay.
No.
So what's your specialty? I mean, what? You just
run around and act like a fool.
Okay, let's see what you got.
And we're going. You want me to do some? Oh yeah. What else do you want?
You're the Purple Marauder, right?
No.
Oh, what are you?
Purple Unit.
Purple Eunuch.
Purple Unit.
Okay. Unit. Can I get your name?
Dakota Destroyer.
Congratulations. How does it feel?
It's great. Great. The girls worked really hard last season for the championship, and we wanted to continue that this season. I think they did an amazing job.
Now, I know that you said you coached. Did you ever play?
I did. I actually played for the Trampires and helped them win 3 championships.
Okay, so you've won 3 championships as a player and then 2 as a coach.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so you definitely doing your thing, huh?
I'm kind of a big deal.
Okay, first of all, let me get your name.
Ethel Verman.
Ethel Verman. Okay, congratulations on the championship and the MVP.
Thank you so much.
All right, how does it feel?
It feels wonderful, mostly because our team has been working so hard for the past 2 years. We went from being one of the worst teams on the league to winning 2 championships in a row, so it's pretty fantastic.
Are you a disgruntled fan? Is that true? Yeah.
I love the refs. I think they're great.
Tell the truth.
I think the refs need more training, to tell you the truth.
I love you.
Better refs than they are, because they suck.
Get him out of here.
I'm Ethel Verman. Take a look, Tacoma.
Take a look, Tacoma.
Take a look, Tacoma.
Take a look, Tacoma.
I am Connie Pinko. I'll hit you in the butt and then we can say, take a look, Tacoma. How about that?
And I'm Snob Zombie.
We're from the Femfiana. Take a look, Tacoma.
My name is Keith Cormier. Take a look at Tacoma.
Say, my name is Keith, whatever, a disgruntled fan.
No!
Take a look, Tacoma.
No, don't.
I can't do that.
Yeah, you can. No, you can. No, you can.
No, the missus will kick his I'm here to be Mama Bear.
Oh, well, let him just say his name.
Just the name and take a look at
Just say
Tacoma.
your name and take a look, Tacoma.
Yeah.
She'll allow that.
Oh, no, she sent me over to be Mama Bear.
Say your name and then take a look.
All right. Keith Cormier, take a look at Tacoma.
Dr. Derby Days, take a look, Tacoma.
That's it for this episode, but Tacoma has many more layers left to uncover. Join me next time to discover more.